All right, now we are live. This is Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Zulu. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chuck, and I'm here to open the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG, for Wednesday, October the 2nd, 2024. This is the longest running Simplex Net in the Hamilton area. And this every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430 megahertz. And as a Simplex Net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. And so I also stream the net live on YouTube. So people who tune in can hear stations that they cannot hear on their radio, and they can hear how their audio sounds on the air, see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. So just type my call into the YouTube search box. Again, it's VA3CJZ. And tonight we'll have the title AREG Week 1620. And we ask that you please at least leave 1 second delay between transmissions to allow other stations to break in. And so I already have a few stations logged in. PDL, BMO, IMW, and OYL. Anyone else would like to check in? Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3 November, Charlie Alpha.
Where's Richard? Okay, let's start with VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Paul, come on in.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Just throwing a bean in the pot there, sir, and I'll be in and out as far as listening and participating goes. Just watching some of the CNN stuff about Israel getting bombed and all that good stuff. I'm sure everybody's aware of it. No sense me carrying on, but yeah, just a bean in the pot. Mon ami. V3 PDO.
All right, very good, Paul. Listen, I understand you have a circus tent in your backyard. Is that true?
No, it was kind of a makeshift one. Yeah, I had a 60-foot tarp spread up over the whole backyard for Leanne's birthday party.
And I was kind of listening, but something happened. We got a lot of rain, and that caused a tear.
Oh no, it wasn't a tear. I wish it was a tear. Then there wouldn't have been no weight. But no, after it was all said and done, when we went to bed, it was still raining. So over top of my garden, the water filled up really heavy and dragged the tarp right down and crushed one of my plants. So had to come down early.
Oh, you had a makeshift swimming pool on top of your tarp. Oh, geez, yeah, too bad. Yeah, what can I say? Mother Nature. I know we have one of those little canopy tents in the back there. I think it's 8x8 or something. And no matter what we do, water always seems to accumulate at one of the sides there. And of course, it pulls up and you got to drain it, or it puts a lot of stress on it and it pulls it and, makes it easier to tear. So anyways, at least your tarp's okay.
Oh, no, it's not. Because the whole time we were having the party, there was different areas swelling up like that. So I was walking around with a stick and draining them off to the side and stuff. And then it got too much. And the tarp is an old one, so it had a bunch of holes in it to begin with. So I just went around with my X-Acto knife and putting some 4 to 6 inch slices into the tarp. And we were just gonna chuck it anyways, but then that last surprise, get up in the morning and go,
Well, then now you can try some of that flex tape from that guy there on the TV. We actually got a roll of it, some clear stuff, and I haven't tried it yet, but apparently you can use it on something that's already wet. So, well, you've seen the commercials. We got the clear stuff. Can't wait to try it out.
well, that's good tape to have when you're talking to the financial advisor and you want to buy some radio gear, and she says no. You can quickly use that tape and run out and get your item and come home.
Yeah. My wife's not home, but still, I'd rather say no comment.
I get it. Worried about tattletales. I understand. No, just funning with you. All right, I'll let you carry on. I'm being like Mac and gonna time out the repeater here. Anyway, carry on. And I didn't even think of it. How rude of me. I should have let Deb go first. I apologize, Deb. And may I suggest, Chuck, that you pull Deb in next before the other guys. Sorry, Deb. VE3PDL.
Absolutely.
Alrighty then, it's settled. So we'll clear with VE3PDL and move over to VA3OYL. Deborah, how are you? Come on in.
I'm good. Thanks, Paul. I wanted to know what kind of beans you threw in the pot, but that doesn't matter. Chuck, I'm on the indoor antenna tonight. I had to take my coax in. I had to dismantle my coax because I'm getting a new deck, and my coax runs across part of the deck. So until that's finished, I'm on the indoor antenna.
Oh, wow. Well, your indoor antenna is working beautifully. I've got you at full strength over here, Debbie, so you're sounding good as well. And whoever wanted to know what kind of beans they are, they're jelly beans. Those are the kinds of beans in my pot. Back to you, Deb.
The best kind. Yeah. I'm running a 4-element 2-meter beam here inside.
Oh, wow.
So one of those, I forget which kind it is, Arrow antenna, or
Yeah.
what's the other company that makes similar. Anyway, it works for me, so that's good. Today was a nice day, a little cool in the morning, but it warmed up nice in the afternoon, so I spent some time out on the deck with the poochies.
Ah, very nice, very nice. I've been watching some of the videos there they have on the reels on Facebook and late at night there. Really tugs at your heart, some of them. And it's not just dogs and cats. I mean, there's all kinds of animals, horses. I mean, one of them has a prairie dog as a pet. I mean, there's all kinds of animals. I've seen birds, you name it. So yeah, I miss not having a best friend following me everywhere. So I'm not giving up. I'm still going to keep looking, and when the opportunity is right, I'm going to get another dog, I believe. Anyways, Deb, thank you so much for checking in. I have one of those. Actually, it's a Arrow Yagi antenna. I forget for 2 meters. Oh, mine's fairly big though. I don't know if I could bring it inside. I think it's 4 or 5 elements, but it's not too big for the house, but you know what I mean. It's not like the 70 centimeter one. That one's really small.
Yeah, this one's kind of big, but in my office, in my shack there, I can. Well, sometimes I put it. It's vertical right now. Sometimes I put it horizontal and put it right up at the ceiling, so you don't really notice it. But when it's vertical, yeah, it takes up a little bit of room.
Yeah, that's the same one I have on a pole outside. Okay, Deb. Well, it's working for you in this direction. And again, for those who can't hear Debbie or anyone else for that matter, I do stream the net on YouTube. Just type my call in the YouTube search, and you can find us live there. VA3CJZ. Thank you, Deb. Do you have anything else for us?
No, just that I'll be listening along and enjoying the net.
All right, very good then. Before I move on, I'd like to say hello to Wayne B, which is VA3 Fox Mike Bravo, and Sean VE3 FNI saying hello, as well as Wade VA3 NCA. He's coming up soon. And so, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us. And so let's go down to the next on my list, and that would be VE3 BMO. And Pierre, here's the bean for the pot.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just a bean for the pot there. Just sitting here playing around with my 705 with the amplifier. It seems to be doing its 50 watts according to the meter here.
Oh, the 2-meter amplifier. And that runs on battery as well? How much does that draw? A lot? Well, it's only 50 watts, right?
No, not the 2-meter. On the HF on the 705, I got it hooked up in here with the 50 watt amplifier. And it's doing 50.
Ah, beautiful. Gotta love it. And what is there a brand model for that?
Yeah, it's got something on it. I don't know what it is. Got it on Amazon. Figure I'd give it a whirl. OGS 50 watts. That's what it says on it anyway.
All right, very good then. Well, I'm glad it's working the way it should. So hopefully you got your money's worth. All right, Pierre. Well, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. And didn't hear Al in there. I thought he would have come in early, but it is after 8, so we'll have to wait till I do the Monday night net at 7. Thanks, Pierre. Anything else?
No, sir. Probably hang in here for a bit, then hit the hay. Got work tomorrow. Anyways, thanks for doing it there, Chuck, and picking me up at the beginning. I'll say 7 trees now, because probably won't be around next.
All right, very good then. You have a great evening, Pierre. You're sounding like the logs are starting to get sawed. All right, before I pick up Mac and Wade, are there any other check-ins for tonight's AREG net? Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Okay, we got Albert, VA3, Bravo Tango. Anyone else? Okay, nothing heard. Also, I do want to mention that we do encourage the use of relays, being that this is a Simplex net. Not everyone can hear everyone else. And so if you need to get a relay, or if I do, and I need your help, please don't be shy. Okay, so let's bring in Mac, the A3IMW.
Good evening, Chuck, and all on net. TGIW, and happy Hump Day. It's also National Pumpkin Seed Day, if I remember correctly. Always something to spice up your life. Actually, yesterday was National Pumpkin Spice Day. Who thinks up these things? Who knows? Anyways, great day overall. Google was my friend this morning and warned me that there was some traffic accidents on 403. So the morning trip to Guelph was up through the back roads to save me some time. And at the end of the day, I heard that Bill was activating on 20 meters, and I spun up the ATAS 120 with the FT891. He gave it up before I got all the bits and pieces going. But as a result, on my way home from work, I was able to work a number of POTA parks, 20 meters mobile and moving mobile. Such a lot of fun. Takes a little bit of skill to make sure that you don't get distracted while you're whizzing along the highway. Other than that, I found 20 meters to be very, very friendly today. As a matter of fact, there was some other DX that was operating on 20 meters that I clearly had a copy on. Ireland was coming in with a nice 5 and 7 on 14, 218, somewhere around there. So propagation, not too shabby on 20 meters today at all. Other than that, we'll talk probably the tail end of the week about December 21st and the third Saturday of October for an N1CC event. Anyways, I am here for the duration, not in any big hurry. Just got my feet up. Not much else to do, but it's a great way to spend a Wednesday evening. I'll turn it back to you, Chuck, and I'll let you go ahead and say hello to everybody else.
All right. Very good there, Mac. That was a mouthful. Going back to 20 meters there today, I noticed the last couple of mornings have been really good in the morning. I think I made close to 15 contacts myself before lunch, and so it was very good. And I've finally knocked off a couple more states. I think I'm down to 5 left, and of course 2 of those is Alaska and Hawaii. So really looking forward to knocking off the other ones. I think it's Nevada, Washington State, and I forget the other one. But anyways, we'll get there. And Mac will definitely discuss more of that as the week goes on. What's this I hear? October 19th, right?
If that's in fact the date, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I think it's third Saturday in October, the weekend after Thanksgiving. N1CC, and we're proposing North End. So that would be RBC, Burlington Heights, Dundurn Castle, Pier 4, Confederation Park, Woodward, Poop Factory, whatever else is out there. And obviously, if people are more inclined to be along the mountain brow on the top side of the city, they would certainly be able to work everybody on the north side. So we'll see how many people are going to be interested in being out there for that. Obviously, the hunters are going to be well invested in this whole discussion as well. So we don't want to interfere with Thanksgiving weekend, so it's not this weekend, not next weekend, it's the one after that. So whatever that turns out to be date-wise.
Yes, sir. The 19th is, in fact, a Saturday in 3 Saturdays from now. Okay, Mac, very good then. Thank you again for that. And if anyone else has any announcements to make, please feel free to let us know what you have for us. And so, Mac, we'll put you on standby, and we'll get back to you in a bit. And let's go and say hello to Wade, VA3NCA. Wade, come on in.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening, everybody on net tonight. Yeah, let's see. It was a work day, of course. Things they get in the way of actual radio. But I did build another Morris paddle today. I managed to put that together, so that was kind of fun. And then I got a dumb idea to use some junk box components. I thought it might be fun, totally impractical and totally useless, a little thing, but I thought it would be fun to make a little Morse code paddle keyboard. So the idea here is it hooks up to an old microcontroller I have that has a keyboard library, and it has a DIT and a DA key on it. So think of a keyboard with just two keys, and I think it's probably not too hard. So I'm going to pretend that I've throw something together and try and make a keyboard that does Morse code. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I've been up to this afternoon. I think if I come up with too many more ideas, I might just have to take stress leave from work. Anyways, back to you there, Chuck. Thanks for doing it. VA3 NCA.
Keyboard for Morse. Right on. Very good. Very good. Okay. Well, good luck with that, Wade. And thank you for checking in, as well as on YouTube. Much appreciated. And so I'll get back to you also in a little bit. Let's move over to Albert, Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Hi, good evening, Chuck, and everybody on frequency. Not much to report on my end. The week's almost up, so another couple more days, and we're here on the weekend. Other than that, just a bean for the pot, as they say. General check-in. VA3BT.
Yeah. I tell you, the morning was pretty chilly early this morning. I don't get up as early as you do, so you probably get even colder than I do there first thing. And today did spend some time clearing some of the vegetation that has that's done with for the season. So put that in a bag and we'll put it up at the curb. And did a walk through, moved two of my legs for my G5 RVs. I have the full length G5 RV and the junior, and I moved the legs on that. If Paul is listening, PDL, you remember when you came over and cut that branch? Well, now I found that the wire was even close to the branch, just above the wire. So I don't want the snow to make that branch heavy and then cause, my wire to snap. So I moved the wire and tied it off down at the fence instead of on the tree. So I won't have to worry about that for the winter. So yeah, just do a general check on the the ropes and all that on the antennas before the real cold weather gets here, and hope everything stays together. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, you better get it done now before you can't do it. You'll be out there in the snow.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time, Albert. I've had to make repairs in the middle of winter. Not the optimum time, but that's usually when things break. Or in the spring when there's tons and tons of rain and you're not using good rope and they snap. So, yeah, it happens. But the trick is to try and make it as easy as possible so that you can get to it to repair it instead of having to climb. So ropes and pulleys are always handy. Anyhow, Albert, thanks again for dropping that off today. I haven't done anything. Tomorrow I'll be putting the sander on there. I haven't even dug it out yet, so I'll be doing that later. But thanks for checking in, and appreciate it. Have a great rest of the evening.
Yeah, not a problem. We'll be listening along here. Hopefully we'll make it to the end of the net. We'll let you continue on and hopefully pick up a few more there. Alrighty then, VA3BT.
All right, Albert. And so that clears my list. And I also want to say hi to Bill. The E3IUK has joined us on the YouTube stream. Hello, Bill. I think I heard someone say you were out activating. I hope that went well. And yeah, we'll talk to you. I'm still going over that list of the that you gave me there. Quite the list, I tell you. All right, so with that, this is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. And I'm looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
VA3WPG.
VA3WPG, Chris, how are you? Come on in.
VA3WPG, doing good. Not much radio news, but electronics-wise, attention, AliExpress shoppers. There's a little pen meter, multimeter I found on there, just a small little thing called the TS20B. It's between $9 and $13. Just mentioning that, not a bad little unit for the price. I grabbed 5 of them actually, one for my toolbox, one for my motorcycle toolbox, one to keep on my motorcycle, one for my electronics workbench, and one to keep in my POTA kit. So for the $9 to $10 you pay for the things, they're pretty nifty little pen meters. Just thought I'd throw that out there for people that are into all the little gadgets and stuff. But other than that, again, nothing much radio-wise, but thought I'd throw that out there. Just listening along to the net. Other than that, VA3WPG. Oh, the model number on that again was Tango Sierra 20 Bravo. VA3WPG.
And what is it again? I missed it.
It's a little pen-type multimeter, 4,000 count, wireless voltage, can't remember what it's called, wireless voltage sense, AC, DC, 600 volts, resistance diode.
Oh, okay, a pen multimeter. Right on.
Yeah, I guess that's it for now. As I say, not much radio-wise, so we'll throw it back to the net for now. VA3WPG.
Okay, Chris, thanks a bunch. Hopefully you're happy with all those units you got. Okay, very good then. So once again, this is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. You don't have to be a member of the AREG group. Anyone with a valid license is encouraged to check in. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Vern, a little scratchy, but I got you. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. Just not too far from the house, and not the greatest place to get to, but I've been listening along. In fact, I think we listened to the AREG net back a couple of weeks in POTA. The temperature was, for a couple of days anyway, 113, 114. It is much nicer here. Right now, it's 13. Chuck, back to you.
Oh dear. Yeah, I have a friend that lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, and every day almost it seems he would get in his truck, take a picture of his dashboard with the temperature, and it was often over 110. Sometimes it even went up to like 125 degrees. Fahrenheit there. So, yeah, that's a tad too warm for me. I know there's a place in the Middle East where hardly anyone comes outside. It's so hot. And they've got like huge shopping malls for people to, of course, stay cool. And so, yeah, most people don't go out in that weather. I know in Australia they have homes that are actually built into caves, real caves. And I guess the temperature is, ambient 69 to 72 degrees year round. That's crazy. So, of course, we live in Canada and we get all four seasons, sometimes in the same day, Vern. All right. Well, thanks for your check in, my friend. Anything else for us? By the way, you're an S5. Like I said, I have a bit of a noise floor, but got you no problem, anyways.
Glad to hear it, Chuck. I appreciate it. Yeah, nothing else to add. So I'm just about to head into the house. Been out walking for a while. Checked into the Burlington Amateur Radio Club a bit earlier today. But I appreciate you doing it. And I hope everyone has a great upcoming week.
Okay, and so we'll clear with Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot on the portable outside his house in Waterdown. All right, anyone else out there wishing to test out their radios and antennas would like to check in, say hi. This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Zulu Juliet Charlie.
Victor Echo 3, Zulu Juliet Charlie. Jason, come on in.
Good evening, Chuck. Everybody on frequency and all watching on YouTube. Had kind of a boring day at work, a lot of meetings and stuff. I did manage to duck out at one point and pick up a pile of ham sticks, so 10 through 80 meters. So going to do some playing around with them this weekend. May or may not get out to a park. I'd like to, weather dependent and whatever the wife tells me I'm doing. After work, managed to get an eyeball QSO with the E3VYT over at the Steam Museum. He was wrapping up his activation, and I had some time on my hands, so I went over there, and then our very own VE3BMO showed up. So there's the three of us in the park talking a lot of radio. And yeah, it was a good half an hour or so. And then I came home and I got a funny for you. The wife, we were talking, I'm sure some people know I hate living in the city and I want to move out to where I can put some antenna towers up. And she said, as long as the wires don't look like spaghetti, it's fine. And then she came up with, oh, and I can put Christmas lights on your antenna towers. And I was like, heck no, that's definitely not happening. She said, I could turn them off when I'm needing to use the radio. And I said, you clearly don't understand how this works. We are not putting Christmas lights on my antennas.
You want to hear a good one, Jason? I did that when I lived at another place. I had a 3-section tower with a 10-foot mast pole, similar to what I have now. And I put a string up. I think I could actually turn it on when I was keying up without having to flip any switches. Or was that with fluorescent light? Can't remember. But that was during my 11-meter days. And it was quite funny. I wanted to make sure the truckers could find me.
Oh, that's funny. My wife is now standing right here beside me, and she says, thank you, Chuck. And then, see, I can do it. She refuses to actually speak on the mic herself, but yeah, she's getting a good chuckle out of this one. I'm still not putting Christmas lights on any towers that I put up.
Yeah, maybe one flashing light for so the airplanes don't hit it. Like they do on the big towers there. Okay, Jason. Well, good luck with that, and You never know. You might wake up one morning and find some Christmas lights out in the backyard on your antennas there, on your ham stick. By the way, how much were those ham sticks roughly a piece?
So I bought the full set. So 10,
Oh.
15, 20, 40, and 80 meters was $125.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. All right. For those that need to know. Okay, Jason, thanks a bunch. And hello to your missus. And hope you guys work that out. Thanks again, Jason. All right. Anyone else out there wishing to join us here on the weekly AREG Net? It stands for Amateur Radio Exchange Group. I am your host, VA3CJZ. The name is Chuck. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Okay, nothing heard for the moment. Let's check on some contests coming up this weekend. There are a few of them. We'll start with the RTTY contest. It's called the URC DXRTTY contest. And that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Then we have the collegiate QSO party. And that's for CW, phone, and digital. And that's for all bands except the WARC bands. And yeah, you'll have to go to contest calendar to check out all the rules. And the exchange here is called collegiate or an individual. So with the individual, that would be like me. So your state or province, and DX entity, and the RST. If you're a member of the collegiate group, just the school identifier. Oh, this is for universities and colleges. So the school identifier and the RST. So that should be interesting. Next, we've got the TRC DX contest for CW and sideband. And that's 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160 meters. Then after that, we have the Oceania DX contest for phone. Again, 10 through to 160. Oceania is one of my areas of the world that I don't have many contacts at all. And I know Albert was mentioning that as well. So this weekend's your chance to pick up some Oceania contacts. The 902 megahertz and up fall sprint. It's a short contest. Maybe looks like maybe 6 hours here. Not sure. And then the Russian digital contest. So that's for RTTY and BPSK 63. I've never gone to that mode. And the bands are 10 through 160. And then there's a European contest, but the participation is Europe only. So that doesn't concern us. And then lastly, we have the California QSO party. California Dreamin'. Okay. And that's for CW and phone. And once again, 10 meters right through to 160. 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160 meters. And so if you wish to see all the contests and their rules and exchanges and whatnot, just open up your web browser and type in contestcalendar.com. And with that, does anyone else have any announcements that they would like to make? Please come now. This is VA3 CJZ. All right. Where's that Rick there? He must have fallen asleep. AXJ. Oh, and BK too. Well, let's try one more call out. This is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Looking for check-ins. Please come now. All right. Well, that means we're going to start off with a little bit of trivia. You got plenty of time here to burn. So let's start off with how many balls are on the table during a pool game? Now, we're not talking about snooker, I believe. So the answers are 13, 14, 15, or 16 balls on a pool table. Anyone?
16.
That's what she said. That's right. 16. Mac, you got it right. There are 15 numbered balls and one white cue ball.
Misspent youth.
You got that right. Hey, did anyone ever play pool at the Delta? A couple of friends of mine, we used to meet there every week and play pool at the Delta. And then there was another place on Parkdale next to Pools Harley Davidson. There's a spot there as well. I miss those days. Yeah, no one wants to talk about ballet, so we'll move on. What's the next one? I can't even pronounce this word. How many floors does the Eiffel Tower have? Is it 6, 5, 4, or 3? How many floors?
Sank.
Well, technically, you're right. But the answer is 3. While there are only 3 floors, the second and third floor do have 2 levels. Did you know that, Mac?
Oui, mon ami.
All right, so I guess both answers are correct. What is the driest place on Earth? We went through that last week.
Antarctica.
Yeah. What is the name of the first human civilization? No. Where? What is the name of the place of the first human civilization? Is it Egypt, Mesopotamia, Babylon, or the Indus Valley?
Mesopotamia.
Absolutely. You and Wade both got it right. The answer is Mesopotamia.
And so did the B-52s.
What, the drink or the band? Oh, the planes.
The band.
Oh, okay. What sea creatures have been used in wars? Is it A, jellyfish, B, sharks, C, dolphins, or D, otters? I mean, the answer is quite obvious there.
obviously dolphins, but I think if you could have those little sticky creatures out there hunting down your enemies, that would be a great way to take them down.
Yeah, giant jellyfish. Yeah, apparently dolphins were trained to recover lost equipment, intercept port intruders, and detect sea mines. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen the video, but a couple of fishermen found a beluga whale that had a strap harness on it, which looked like it may have had whatever, a GoPro, a GPS device, or what have you. There was no device, but it still had the harness on. So a white beluga whale. Yeah, interesting. Those Russians, eh? And Wade just made it funny. He said, Chuck jellyfish at your enemies could be interesting. uh, Chuck jellyfish. Yeah, okay.
Chucking jellyfish?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like a pumpkin toss, but jellyfish.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, so let's go to Iceland now. Iceland diverted roads to avoid disturbing communities of what mythical beings? This is in Iceland. Now, is it A, trolls, B, fairies, C, hobbits, or D, elves? Iceland diverted roads to avoid disturbing communities of what mythical beings? And the answer is elves. I guess more than half of Iceland's population believes elves exist. Very interesting. It's pretty funny, though, eh? Greenland is covered in ice, and Iceland is mostly green with a patch of ice only. That's weird. All right. Well, that's it for the multiple answer trivia. Before I continue on, are there any check-ins for tonight's AREG Net? Please come now. This is VA3CJZ. All right, let's move over to another. I have another trivia here, but it doesn't have the multiple answers. So I'll just throw it out there, and you guys can try and answer. Who is the world's biggest producer of oil? Anybody have an idea? Russia, States, Canada, Saudi Arabia. What's the other one? Argentina. They got cheap. You know, it's 2 cents a liter for gas in Argentina. All right. Well, the answer is the United States, believe it or not. Wade got it right, along with the trolls was wrong, but USA is right. All right. Here's an easy one, I guess. What type of fish is Nemo? Remember Finding Nemo? Well, Wade got it right first, and it looks like we've got a new check-in. George, Kilo Charlie 1, Tango Queen Fox. It is a clownfish. Congratulations. All right. Very interesting. And let's continue on here. Next question. All right. In atoms, what carries a positive charge? Wade should know this one. in an atom? What carries a positive charge? You're absolutely right. The answer is protons. Very good, everyone. You all got it right on the YouTube stream. For those just checking in, I am streaming the net on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search box, and you can look for the title AREG Week 1620. And you can follow along in the chat room here. And so next, where is the Keck Observatory located? The Keck Observatory. That's right. Just leaving some time for people to type the answer into the YouTube stream. The answer is Hawaii. I think they have more than one observatory on the Hawaiian Islands there. Good location. Hardly any light pollution over there. All right, now, who discovered electricity?
This one's controversial.
I know, just like who invented radio. But we'll go with my answer. Not that I'm right, but I'm just saying this is what's on my list. Who discovered electricity?
It would be a Neanderthal that got his butt hair singed by a lightning strike.
Well, you're kind of right, and so is Coach. It was, in fact, Benjamin Franklin, I guess, with the kite. And so that was before Tesla. So it's not who manipulated electricity, but who discovered electricity. Aha. All right, so what country is known as the Emerald Isle?
That's Ireland.
Yeah, where the national animal is the unicorn. Which country is known as the hexagon? Which country is known as the hexagon? I'll give you a hint. It's in Europe. I'll give you another hint. Mac went to visit there.
I have a mental block.
It is La Belle France. France is known as the hexagon. There you go. All right, here's an easy one. What country refers to themselves as Kiwis?
Aussies.
Absolutely. All right, one last one that doesn't have multiple answers. What European country has the largest population? What EU country has the largest population? And that would be Germany. Believe it or not, I don't know. This trivia I get is probably just a couple of years old, so it's not that old. So yeah, Germany has the largest population of any European country.
I've always thought the Germans were a little dense.
It's funny. You know, I grew up French, right? And became bilingual. English is my second language. And we used to refer to Germans as squareheads. Anyways, it was funny as a kid. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't want to hear about some more soup being poured on famous paintings. I think the last one was Van Gogh. So next question, what is the name of the Dutch painter who created the Starry Night? Is it Vincent van Gogh, Claude Monet, Pablo Picasso, or Rembrandt? Oh, oddly enough, this one doesn't highlight which one is the answer. So you'll have to help me out. So it says here the answer is in the question Dutch painter. So Van, any name with Van in it, like Vincent van Gogh, that would be Dutch. So I'm assuming that's the answer because Monet is French, Picasso is Italian, and Rembrandt, I'm not sure where he's from. Germany? All right, so I'll have to go over these in the future and assign the proper answer to each one of them. So I'd like to say thank you. Oh, Wade got that right, by the way, on YouTube. Way to go, Wade. And thanks for participating, as well as Steel City Coach was in there. And Wade and Bill and Sean, I believe. Everyone participated. That's great. Thank you. All right, it is coming up on 9 o'clock. It is 8:56 p.m. I have a temperature of 14.7 degrees outside the CJZ studios. It's going to be a great night to sleep with the window open, I must say. And I overheard someone saying there won't be any more rain till possibly the end of the weekend or early Monday. So that's also good news. And so with that, let's do another call out and see who else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. My call is VA3CJZ, and my name is Chuck here in Hamilton, Ontario. Anyone, anywhere.
Where's Larry?
Yeah, it's not 9 o'clock yet. So we're missing Larry, Rick, both Ricks.
All three Ricks.
Who's the third Rick?
Richard.
Who's that?
Oh, come on. North End Caustic, Richard.
VJC. Yeah. VA3 VJC. That's right. I don't know. I hope he's well. I know he's had issues with his legs there, or one leg anyways. So I hope everything's going well with him. Haven't heard Kevin KKP in there. I hope he's doing well. And let's see, who else has been MIA?
Yeah, I talked to Larry while we were at the guys at Albion last weekend. He said he had a visit from VE3 KKP. So I guess things are as well as could be there.
No. Okay. Very good then. So he was mobile, like the song goes. All right. All right. One more call out. Anyone else out there listening would like to check in with us here on the AREG net? Please come now.
B3 Bravo Kilowatt. Don't tell me I'm the first Rick.
Rick, you win the prize for being the first Rick of the evening.
Yeah, I've been sitting here for a while, and I tried to call in there once before, but it turned out I was transmitting on the wrong side of the radio. So I actually was transmitting on NCF. Nobody came back to me either. Anyway, But so I've been listening to some of the trivia and stuff, and I've been guessing along, and boy, I've been pretty lucky. I was guessing most of them right. I said 6 for that Paris for the tower, and what else? I said Germany for the most people in it. Yeah, a couple of them. Anyway, I'm sitting here listening, and Tom won't be on here tonight. Tom had a bit of a medical situation, so he probably won't be on here tonight.
Yeah, he had a message on Facebook saying he was at the hospital not feeling good or something. I think it was FT8 disease.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, so has Chuck or has Art checked in at all?
No, I have not heard Art, and Mac has not broken in to tell me that he hears Art. So no Art yet tonight, but we still got another hour to go. You never know. He might be home from his meeting there soon. Is he still going to those?
Yep, and yeah, so last week it was strange that he actually checked in. So yeah, he's been going to them, and he told me that usually he gets home too late. Your net's all over by the time he gets home. But who knows? Sometimes maybe he'll get home early.
All right. Well, very good then. So I also wanted to mention that we have an American call sign here, but he said he's in New Zealand on the chat. Kilo Charlie 1 Tango Queen Fox comes up in Massachusetts, USA. George, thanks for joining us nonetheless, wherever you are. Maybe you've moved to New Zealand or you're visiting. Either way, welcome to our weekly net, and thanks for joining in. And so, Rick, what else is going on there? You want to tell us about the Ancaster Hamfest?
Yeah, okay. The Ancaster. Oh, hang on. My CW in the background. I don't know how well that picks it up. Anyway, yeah, the Ancaster Fairground. The Hamfest went very well, and even though we had rain, and I got to meet 4 or 5 people that I talked to on the radio, and never haven't met them. I've just talked to them on the radio. KMQ Mike is one of them. So anyway, that was great. Also, Albert, VA3 Bravo Tango. I met him for the first time too. I talked to him on the radio lots of times, and he helped out one of the guys that does QSL cards with me, Don, and he helped him out because he wasn't able to do his own tower work, and Albert helped him out there. He didn't plan on helping lots of people out, but he helped out Don, so that was good. And let's see, announcements. I think that's when I tried to check in and didn't do it. Let's see, we got an exec meeting on the 10th, and anybody that's a Hamilton Amateur Radio Club member is welcome to join us on that. And then the meeting is on the 24th. I believe it's the 24th of this month, October, and there'll be the annual general meeting. So anybody that's a member, make sure you show up so you can vote and all that kind of good stuff, and get a rundown of how everything happened, the club operated for the year. Okay, Chuck, thanks for that, and back to that. VA3 CJZ, V3 VK.
Okay, Rick, very good. I have one question. Do you have any idea how many people showed up at the flea market?
Oh, that's a good one. Actually, I don't. I know that it was profitable for the club, And I know last year we had quite a few, but this year Barry was not there because he did the talking. So I haven't got any actual numbers, but I think it was somewhere around 250 or more than 250. So,
Oh, wow.
and for people having to line up in the rain, we did fantastic. Lots of good deals too. Everybody I know that came around that had bought something got a deal on it. So, I brought home a lot of wire. I thought people would be making their own antennas, but I guess not. So my wire, a lot of wire I have did not sell, and some of the stuff that sold was stuff that I didn't think would sell, and like computer stuff. There was some computer stuff that sold. So anyway, and I know V3RYI, Mark there, he gave Sherry a deal on a few things too. So she picked up some stuff, one being a radio that needed some parts and needed some work, but she does that kind of thing. So she's recently retired, and her call is V3 Delta Charlie Uniform. So I'm sure she'll get that radio working. But anyway, so there was lots of good deals there, Chuck, over.
Yeah, that's too bad I couldn't make it there, Rick. And wow, I was thinking maybe around 100 people showed up, but you're saying over 200, so that's a big success. So I wonder if there's any pictures up on the ONTARS webpage there, Rick. Do you know?
Yeah, there'll probably be pictures on the Hamilton Club site, maybe on TARS too. HamiltonARC.com. So I'm sure there'll be some pictures up there. I'm not sure if there is though, because like I said, Barry did the talk-in and he did it remotely. They had two repeaters linked together, and so that they had fantastic coverage. One being out at the site, actually being at the Ancaster Fairground, the other one being the repeater down here, which so either one you could check in on either repeater at either location. So that worked out pretty good. So that's it. Yeah, I think there was somewhere over 200. That's my estimate, but sometimes it was pretty crowded in there. But anyway, I can't be sure. Maybe that'll be on the website. I don't know. I haven't looked myself. V3BK.
All right, Rick. Well, thanks for that. And so both sites, web pages, ontars.com or hamiltonarc.com, which is the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club web page. Check there, and you might find some pictures there. Who knows? We might see you and Albert and the rest of the guys there that showed up. Okay, Rick, thank you very much for that. And with that, let's see if anyone else is out there listening would like to check in with us here on the weekly AREG net. This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now. Okay, nothing heard on my end, but it is after 9 o'clock. It's 9:08 p.m., and so we'll get into the on this day portion of the AREG net. And today is on this day 188. And so if Paul is listening, he told me earlier that 1 year ago on this day, he was gone fishing. Oh, darn. I thought he was still there. Oh, well. All right. Well, we always start with today's famous birthdays. And today we start with Mahatma Gandhi. He was born in 1869 on this day, October 2nd, and he passed away in 1948. Gandhi was an Indian independence activist and spiritual leader. born in British India at the time. The British had control of India back in 1869. Next, born on this day is Groucho Marx, the one with the big thick mustache. An American comedian. You'll remember the movies and shorts with the Marx Brothers. And he was also a host on a game show called You Bet Your Life. He was born in New York City back in 1890, and he passed away in 1977. Another movie celebrity born in 1897 is Bud Abbott from Abbott and Costello. His real first name is William Bud Abbott, an American comedian with Abbott and Costello, born in Ashbury Park, New Jersey. And he died in 1974. All right, let's jump all the way up to 1901. Born on this day is Charles Doc Draper. He was an American scientist and engineer who headed the team that invented the Apollo guidance computer and inertial navigation technology for aircraft, space vehicles, and submarines. He was born in Windsor, Missouri, and died in 1987. Who remembers on Saturday and Sunday mornings watching The Little Rascals or Our Gang? Spanky McFarland was the main character in The Little Rascals, and he was born in 1928. Spanky McFarland, born in Dallas, Texas. He died in 1993.
I remember it well.
You know who else was on there was Beretta, Robert Blake. Yeah. All right. So next we've got the first African American astronaut and U.S. Air Force Major, Mr. Robert Henry Lawrence Jr., born on this day in 1935 in Chicago, Illinois. All right, next I've got some interesting sports history. And George Reed was born on this day in 1939. He was an American CFL Hall of Fame running back. He was a CFL MVP in 1965, 76. He was the Grey Cup MVP in 1966. And he was with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, born in Mississippi. And he died last year. Next, we have Bye Bye American Pie. No, Don McLean was born on this day in 1945. American singer and songwriter, born in New Rochelle, New York. Another singer, Sting. He turns 73 today, born in 1951. British singer, songwriter, and bassist. He was also an actor. He was in the movie Dune. You might remember the Police, the band The Police, with Every Breath You Take. Born in Northumberland. Back to sports. 1960, Glenn Anderson, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame right wing. 6 Stanley Cups with the Edmonton Oilers. He had 5 of them. Born in Vancouver, British Columbia. I guess he's still alive. It doesn't say he passed away. So he would be 64 today. Glenn Anderson. let's move to the NFL now. Mark Rypien, born on this day in 1962. Mark was a Canadian NFL quarterback, and he was a Super Bowl MVP in 1991 with the Washington Redskins. Born in Calgary, Alberta. It's funny how we have NFL Canadians and American CFL Hall of Famers. That's pretty cool. All right. Next, we've got on this day in 1966, Rodney Anoa'i. That's Hawaiian for Yokozuna. You might remember him as a pro wrestler with WWF, Japan NJPW, and the AWA. He was born in San Francisco, California, and died in 2000. I'm sure he weighed about 500 pounds. He was massive. Yeah, you wouldn't want that guy doing the splash down on you. All right, next, Kelly Ripa, born on this day in 1970. She turns 54 today. She's an American actress. She played the character Haley Vaughn on All My Children, which I never watched, but she's also the host. She did a morning show with Regis and Kelly, and now Kelly does the morning show with her husband. She was born in New Jersey. All right, who remembers watching American Chopper? That family of rednecks that were always yelling at each other. Well, the son, Paul Tootle Jr., was born on this day in 1974. American motorcycle builder and reality TV personality. He since split with his father. I heard he sued him, and oh yeah, not a very happy family. And lastly, born in 1987 on this day, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., an American auto racer with NASCAR, a nationwide series champion in 2011 and 2012, the Daytona 500 winner last year, born in Memphis, Tennessee. And that's it for famous people born on this day. Do we have any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo, India.
There you go. I hope Mac feels better now that you're here, Larry. VE3LBI, come on in.
Okay, did you miss me? I was going to key up earlier, but you were going through some stuff, and I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, no problem. We got a couple missing in action tonight there, and I told Mac, yes, he was missing you. I told him you have to wait till after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was watching on the live stream again, and it runs from 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock. Sometimes I watch it if it's going to be interesting, and tonight's was, so I wanted to see it. And other times it isn't, so I flip over here, right? But normally I try to get here right around 9, but like I say, you were busy, and I didn't want to interrupt the conversation you had going.
All right, no worries there, Larry. That's fine. Glad you made it. And I'm wondering, does anyone, you or anyone else, know when George is heading back in town? Is he up at the trailer or what?
I have not heard from him, which was surprising. I don't know. I know he's probably got to close it up, I believe, Thanksgiving weekend, but I haven't heard him for well over a week.
Yeah, I know they have a vehicle situation where they don't want to use the wife's car to go to the trailer. It's not reliable enough. and so they pass the truck over to one another when they're going separately. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how George is making out. Haven't heard from him in a while, and a few others. So yeah, very good then. Anything new and exciting?
No. Well, grandson's been sick. He was sick today. He was here all day. Possibly tomorrow. I think he's got a cold or something. So a couple of days in no school, but grandma's looking after him. I've been busy, cutting lawns. 1 inch of rain, 4 inches of grass. I'm glad we didn't get 4 inches of rain. It would have been 16 inches of grass.
Yeah, I know. I've been neglecting mine there. Front lawn's getting pretty thick. I might get to it tomorrow. I don't like doing those kinds of chores on net day. So I always end up with grass all over me, and I don't like sitting here like that until after the net before I can have a shower. So, well, do it tomorrow. I hear it's supposed to be nice for the next several days. So, yeah, above seasonal tomorrow. I think 22 or something like that.
Yeah, well, I got energetic and I cut the front and the back, so it sure needed it. But other than that, no, like I said, the young fellow's been sick there. So it's grandma's duties. Grandpa can't do too much when the young fellow's sick. When he's okay and up and around, he's out in the garage and he's into my tools and, asking me stuff, how this works. And so, but when he's under the weather, it's on the couch and watch a little TV.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just like me and you and everyone else.
Yeah, well, anyways, like I said, I think he's got a cold. Okay, Chuck, that's about it. And Mac, I'm sorry, but if you missed me, but I'm here now. Anyways, I'll back over to you, Chuck. Go ahead. He's real
Okay, very good then. Well, let's do another call out before I continue on with On This Day in History. This is VA3 CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Oh my goodness. Your ears must have been ringing there, Richard. VA3 VJC. Richard, come on in. How you been?
Not too bad. A little under the weather. A little kind of heart failure about it, but I'm dealing with it. Just taking my time. Just taking longer to do the same things. Other than that, no difference here. I haven't had HF going for a while, but I'm working on it. Over.
Yeah, very good, very good. Mac and I were both wondering how you've been there earlier. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm sure glad that you checked in there, Richard. You are missed, and so thanks for checking in. And sorry, your health isn't the greatest, but just make sure you get it taken care of.
Oh, yeah, I will. I was told that they no magic here, but other than that, bug of that idea of the time to save it. Anyway, I'm dealing with it. I was told to take your time, so I figured if I'm going to be on it, I'll probably just do it.
Okay, Richard. Well, you do have a little bit of snap, crackle, and pop in there. I've got you at about an S3, S4. I'm wondering if Mac is in there. Mac, you there?
I am here, but I don't have a copy on him whatsoever.
Oh dear. Yeah. Where are you hiding there, Richard? Are you in the kitchen?
Copy that, Roger. Gotcha. All that stuff. I'm only on the finger portal. So much as the radios are, they're not much good, but anyway, been beers that you can come to the once in a while. Other than that, I don't have anything set up.
Anything set up? All right. Well, at least your HT there is working. Not sure if you're on high power or not, but I'm so glad you checked in, and don't be a stranger.
Oh, trying not to be a stranger. Try not to be. I'm not. I haven't gotten into the phone yet, but I've got partners. I am. Anyway, I turned it on. So when they go work, oh my God, it's Wednesday. I thought it was Wednesday.
All right. Well, there you go. We must have been sending you some positive vibes that you picked up on there and checked in with us. So nice to hear you, Richard. We'll have to get a face to face there and have a coffee one of these days.
Yeah, that would be Don't worry, I will. Anyway, 7-3,
All right, Richard. Maybe kind of losing you there, but maybe next time try getting close to the window. A lot of static with that last transmission. But in any case, thanks again, my friend. So nice to hear your voice. And we'll be in touch. And I'm still on Facebook. So hopefully you can say hi there. All right. So we'll clear with Victor Alpha 3, Victor Juliet Charlie, North End Richard. So there you go. Now we got two Richards, and all we need is the third one. I wonder if he'll wake up before 10 o'clock. So is there anyone else out there wishing to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? Please come now.
Don't let us down, AXJ.
Somebody's going to have to ring his coax. All right, so nothing heard. So let's continue on this day. And we are at who died today in history. We go all the way back to 1780. A gentleman by the name of John Andre. He was a British Army officer of the American Revolutionary War who was hanged by the Americans because he spied with Benedict Arnold. And he was 30 years old. All right. Next, Samuel Adams. He died in 1803 on this day. And Samuel Adams was not a brewer, as most people think, because of the brewing company. The Adams family were maltsters, if I'm saying that right. They would make the malt that would go into beer. So that's the technicality there. But Samuel Adams was an American revolutionary, part of the Boston Massacre / Tea Party. And he was a politician. He was a lieutenant governor of Massachusetts. And he was 81 when he died in 1803. He was a leader of the movement that became the American Revolution. And he was also a signer of the Declaration of Independence. Rock Hudson died on this day, 1985. I grew up watching him in movies. He was an American actor. Died of AIDS-related complication at the age of 59. Next, we've got the designer of the automobile, the Mini, Alec Issigonis, Issigonis. Alec Issigonis. He died in 1988 at the age of 81. He was a Greek-British automotive designer who designed the Mini. Let's go to 1993. Henry Ringling North. That word Ringling should ring a bell. He was a circus owner with the Ringling Brothers Circus. And in 1993, he passed away at the age of 83. In 1996 now, Robert Bourassa. That might sound familiar. He was the premier of Quebec twice, from 1970 to 76, and then again from 85 to 93. Dies at the age of 63. And finally, we have Tom Petty, passing away on this day in 2017. He was an American classic rock singer and songwriter. Part of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Dies of an accidental overdose at the age of 66. So that's it for famous people dying on this day. Let's see. Any comments or questions or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now.
VA3 NFG portable mobile.
VA3 NFG portable mobile. Steve, I got you. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody online listening or on net. Just about to pull in the driveway there, Chuck. So just giving you a last-minute check-in there before you put a bow on it. Back to you, VA3 CJZ, VA3 NFG portable mobile.
Okay, Steve. Well, I can't give you a report because your signal is bouncing like a Mexican jumping bean. But I got you in there amongst a little bit of noise, but very good then on the way back home from the old JOB, I guess.
Mexican jumping bean for the pot.
Yeah, except I'm not as tan. Yeah, I'm stationary on the driveway there now, Chuck, so should have a better copy on me. Go ahead.
Yep. S8 flickering S9. Oh, and here's your bean for the pot, Steve. I got one here for you. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think I did. Did you just drop a bean in the pot?
Yes, a jelly bean. That's the. I told you I'd get some beans for the pot. There's a jelly bean.
What color is it?
They're multicolored.
Was it a green one you dropped in?
I believe it was very light green.
Okay, that'll work. That's my favorite, I guess, color tasting jelly bean. Kind of tastes like mint.
Yeah, oddly enough, these are the ones that have different colors, have different flavors. Unlike a lot of the other candy where you'll have multicolored, like for example, the Fruit Loops cereal. They come in several different colors, but there's no difference in flavor whatsoever. It's just a coloring. So But these jelly beans, yeah, they're all different. You're never sure what you're going to get when you pop one in your mouth.
Yep, it's like bits and bites. Every handful is a new ball game.
There you go. All right, Steve, everything going all right with you?
Yeah. The end of a long day. What can I say? I think I gotta do it again. 2 more times, and then I'm off the weekend. I'm hoping to get out to a park this weekend. If the weather was as fair as today was, how could one resist?
Yeah, well, check the Weather Network page there, or whatever web page you check for your weather. I think it's supposed to be nice till Monday, so there you go. We got our downpour, and now it's going to be nice. So anyway, Steve, thanks again for checking in, my friend. I'll let you get out of the car and into the house and settled in. Much appreciated, sir.
Roger that, Chuck. Thanks for doing the net, and we'll catch up with you later. 73L, VA3 NFG Portable.
Yeah, and let me know when you get in the house if you smell something different when you walk in. My wife, I did the same as you there. And when she came home from work last night, she was like, "Oh, yeah, I can smell it." All right, Steve, we'll let you go. VA3 NFG Portable. Let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the AREG net. This is VA3 CJZ. And by the way, Steve, your check-in number 17, along with our YouTube check-ins. Very nice turnout tonight. And so let's go back on this day. And we're done with people dying. Let's go with today's historical events. And we start with the year 1187. Saladin captures Jerusalem. Actually, there's a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. I think it's called Kingdom of Heaven. And it explains this story about how the Sultan of Egypt, called Saladin, captures Jerusalem from the Knights Templar Crusaders back in 1187. They kept going back and forth. The Christians would take it, and the Muslims would take it, and back and forth. That's why today they got a... Anyways. All right, next. French explorer Jacques Cartier first visits the Iroquois settlement of Hochelaga, Hochelaga, Hochelaga. This is in 1535. And Hochelaga was probably too difficult to say, and they changed the name to Montreal. That was back in 1535. Let's jump to the year 1614, where they declare French King Louis XIII an adult at the age of 13. Wow, they start young. All right, next, let's go to the year 1836. After 5 years at sea, Charles Darwin returns to England aboard the HMS Beagle. Now, he wasn't on a ship the whole time. We all know that Darwin spent a lot of time in, where was it? The Galapagos Islands, among other places. All right, well, usually once, when I do the... on this day, there's always something about the Jewish people, and today is no different. In 1853, well before Hitler, Austrian law forbids Jews from owning land in Austria, I'm guessing. It's crazy. All right, in 1936, first alcohol power plant forms in Atchison, Kansas. Now, what they mean by that is ethanol. Ethanol was first isolated from wine in approximately 1100 AD and was found to burn shortly after. And so in 1936, they made a factory to make ethanol. All right, here's a James Bond story. In 1942, we have World War II, of course. The British Royal Navy boards a floundering German U-boat, specifically the U-559, retrieving abandoned Enigma code machine before it sinks. And that's how they were able to break the German code. They got their hands on an Enigma machine. We've all seen spy movies with that name, the Enigma. And 2 British sailors actually go down with the sub as it's sinking, trying to retrieve this code machine.
Break.
And we have the hat trick. Go ahead, break.
Victor Alpha 3, Alpha X-ray, Juliet. Good evening.
The world is complete.
You see, Mac, dreams do come true. Rick, VA3AXJ, we all been hoping and wishing you would show up. And here you are. You're the third Richard of the night. We were wondering where all the Richards were, and here you are. How's it going?
It's going good. You confused me. I talked to you last night, and don't normally talk to you on the day after, the day before Wednesday. So I completely forgot about the net until I just realized it's Wednesday. What am I doing?
Oopsie. Yes, I know. I've been filling in as net controller on the ZOE repeater, and I can see it confusing some people for sure. Anyhow, we thought you were maybe having an old man nap.
Old man naps are for old men. But I'm not going to get into that. But anyhow, yeah, everything's good. I got to go for that ultrasound thing tomorrow. I'm not going to like that, but got to do what you got to
do. Okay. Very good then. Yeah, next Friday I go for my back procedure. Can't wait. And I'm reading on YouTube here, Wade, VA3NCA, said that I said a hat Rick. That's kind of funny. You know, the hat trick and the hat Rick. Yeah, very good, Wade.
All right there, Chuck. And Mac, there, I heard you in there too. Sarcastic little bugger, you. Anyhow, I'll be listening.
Okay, Rick, just for you, I've got a bean for the pot. A jelly bean. All right, very good then. Anyone else out there waiting in the wings would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ. All right, continuing on. The Enigma code machine. All right. Who's heard of the name Yogi Berra? And no, I'm not talking about Yogi Bear. 1947, New York Yankees catcher Yogi Berra hits the first pinch hit home run in baseball World Series history?
Hey there, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo, don't touch that food. All right, Charlie Brown made his debut on this day in 1950. The first strip of Charlie Brown was called Little L-I apostrophe L Folks, and later it was changed to Peanuts by Charles M. Schultz, published in 7 nationwide papers. 1950. So Charlie Brown is older than me. And the Netherlands has its very first TV broadcast on this day in 1951. Sticking with TV, Alfred Hitchcock Presents premieres on CBS television in the U.S. on this day in 1955. The first atomic power clock is on exhibition in New York in 1956 on this day. And going back to TV in 1959, we have Rod Serling's anthology series, The Twilight Zone, premieres on CBS TV back in 1959. Imagine, if you will,
A fax machine that talks around the world.
well, I thought it was the fire truck. Fire truck number 8. All right, the entire Grateful Dead band is arrested in 1967 by narcotic agents for possession of marijuana in San Francisco, California. I can just imagine. Oh, dear. All right, 1 year later, in 1968, Mexico City Police fire on protesting students, killing 300 to 500 kids. Nice. All right, here's a little known fact. In 1971, a homing pigeon averages a record 133 kilometers per hour in a 1,100 kilometer race in Australia. Wow. Okay, that's quite the stat. A homing pigeon doing 133 kilometers an hour would be roughly 80 miles an hour. In 1974, future baseball Hall of Fame right fielder Hank Aaron hits his final home run as a member of the Atlanta Braves. In 1978, let's go back to Beirut, Lebanon. Syrians and Palestinians exchange fire in East Beirut, killing 1,300 people on this day in 1978. I remember I was working at a 24-hour restaurant like a Denny's in Ottawa, and they used to pack the restaurant late at night with these Lebanese guys who were all taxi drivers. Back then, that's what they did when they came here. And they used to talk about, there's the war back home and this and that. So anyways, all right. Next, Holmes versus Ali. I did not see this fight live. I was traveling by then. And so in 1980, 38-year-old Muhammad Ali comes out of a 2-year retirement to challenge undefeated world heavyweight champion Larry Holmes at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. Ali is pounded unmercifully for 10 rounds before his corner throws in the towel. I didn't know that. In 1983, the Green Bay Packers erupt for an NFL record 49 points in the first half and then 35 in the second quarter. Wow, to clobber the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 55-14 at Tampa Stadium. That math doesn't add up, though. Well, regardless, the score was 55-14 for Green Bay. All right, here's an interesting one. In 1984, Papa John's Pizza is founded by a guy named John Schnatter in Jeffersonville, Indiana. It would go on to become the fourth largest pizza delivery restaurant chain in the United States. And I have all four here. And this is according to a 2022 revenue stat. Now, I know it was founded in 1984, but in 2022, the number one pizza chain was Domino's Pizza with a revenue of $8,572,000. Pizza Hut came in second with $5,270,000. And Little Caesars came in third with $4,724,000. And Papa John's got in there with $3,712,000. Interesting. And also, let's see now. Also in 1984, Richard Miller becomes the first former FBI agent to be charged with espionage. And then a year later, Gorbachev is in Paris. In 1985, Russian party leader Gorbachev visits Paris. And get this, it's his very first trip outside of Russia. A lot of these dictators never leave their countries. I'll bet you Kim Jong-un from Korea there's never left. And a few more. NHL history is next. In 1991, get this, NHL's number one draft pick, Eric Lindros, rejects a Quebec Nordiques offer of a 10-year, $50 million contract. Also in 1991, the Toronto Blue Jays clinched the American League East title with a 6-5 win over California Angels and become the first sport franchise in history to draw 4 million fans in one season. I remember that in 91. If I'm not mistaken, they won the title then too. Not only the AL East title, but they won the series, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. 1991. All right, let's go to 2001 now. NATO states it will support United States military strikes against Afghanistan in retaliation for the 9/11 terrorists attack. Remember, this is about 3 weeks after 9/11. All right, on a more positive note, we have Stan Lee Day. In 2009, Stan Lee Day is declared by the County of Los Angeles and the City of Long Beach. I love watching those Marvel movies where they do a cameo for Stan Lee. He was so funny. Stan Lee was born on December 28th, 1922 in Manhattan, and he died November 12th, 2018 at the age of 95. Remember cousin Ed with the RV on a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? Well, the actor who played him was Randy Quaid, and in 2015, get this, actor Randy Quaid and his wife Evie are arrested in Vermont after leaving Canada. Quaid, 65 years old, and his wife Evie were taken into custody on Friday night by Vermont police while trying to enter the U.S. from Canada. They fled to Canada in 2010 after facing charges of vandalism and squatting in a Santa Barbara property. Now, I do remember seeing video of Randy Quaid saying some crazy stuff, that celebrities were being assassinated, and he's paranoid. He must have been high on something, but yeah, crazy. And in 2016, Kim Kardashian is robbed at gunpoint of $10 million worth of jewelry in her hotel in Paris. I remember that, and I think that was a insurance job. Just my opinion. So Steel City Coach says on YouTube that he thinks the Blue Jays won the 92 and 93 World Series. Okay, very good. Well, thanks. My very last story here is in the year 2020. U.S. President Donald Trump announces via Twitter that he and First Lady Melania Trump have tested positive for COVID-19. And that's it for On This Day in History. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did researching it and saying it back to you fine folks. Are there any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? We will do a 7-3 round, so hang in there. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Okay, very good there, Wade. And they missed the three-peat. That's right. In '94, they would have won that, but they had a strike, so that kind of killed the season. I remember that. Thanks, Wade. And Bill says yes, they won in '92 against the Atlanta Braves, and '93 the Philadelphia Phillies. Way to go! Thanks, Bill. So let's go to our list. Top of the list here, we got PDL. Are you still in there? VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Last call. Paul. Last call for alcohol. I'm guessing BMO's not there. Let's go to Debbie. VA3 OYL. You still there, Debbie?
I am. Sam, I am. Anyway, good net. Thanks for doing it as usual, and I hope you have a good week and enjoy your week, and hopefully you get lots of radio stuff done. So I'll say 7-3 to all. Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Yankee Lima.
Oh, well, thank you, Debbie. And, my radio is working so much better now that I got it repaired, and I'm just knocking them down one after the other. I'm having tons of fun. Last few days there, I've been making sure my antennas are all good to go, my wires and all that, and everything's looking good.
Good. Yeah, I was playing with my little whatever you call it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm blanking out here. Can't think of it. Doesn't matter.
All right. Well, if you do, you can always jump in there again. Okay, Deb, thanks for joining us. And you too. Have a great rest of the week. Fall is upon us, and the colors will be changing soon. Well, it probably are now already around Hamilton. And so take care. So my list is not in order because I had to delete and then because I put the wrong call sign in. So I might seems like I'm skipping over some of you, but I'm not. Next, let's go to Wade, VA3NCA.
VA3CJZ, VA3NCA, yeah, still here, listening along there, Chuck. Thanks for doing it as usual. A great way to spend Wednesday. Yeah, that whole repeat, almost three-peat. At the time, I was living in a student house on right on King Street, just over the bridge, the 403 bridge on King Street. Okay. And we had a fairly big baseball party for that. So yeah, that would have been 92 and 93 that I lived in that house, and we made sure that we had a lot of people over to watch that game, and then we stopped traffic on the bridge coming across when they won, and that was probably not the safest thing to do for us, but we all survived it, so I guess there's that. But anyways, yeah, that was a good time back then, and someday maybe the Blue Jays will do it again. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for doing it. 7-3 there, Chuck, and we'll be looking forward to next week. VA3NCA, back to net control.
Okay, Wade, was that by any chance near that hotel, the Visitors Inn there, that's also over the highway?
We are on King Street. I think that Visitors Inn, I think that's on Main Street. So if you went up Paradise, the wrong way up Paradise, if you were starting on Main Street, then you would be looking at the house we lived in. It's one of those old houses as you just come across the bridge on King.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not far from my denturist there, Lou Pursuti or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. I think so. And there used to be a Metro. Well, there still is a grocery store. I just don't know if it's a Metro anymore. It's before you hit that grocery store where Paradise peels off and heads towards Main Street.
Ah, yes. Very familiar with that area. Okay, Wade. Well, thanks again for being part of our net, as always, and have a great rest of the week. So let's move down to Albert, if he's still with us. VA3, Bravo Tango.
Yeah, we're still hanging in here. We're going to be calling it after this. But, yeah, no, thanks for doing it. Thanks for being there, Chuck. It was a good net. Enjoyed that there. Anyways, yeah, VA3 CJZ, VA3BT, 7-3, everyone.
7-3, Albert. Thanks again. Let's go to Mac now. VA3 IMW. Hot chocolate time or no?
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. There's nothing like a couple of hot chocolates to warm the belly, especially this time of year. It was a little cool this morning, but I'm sure that we'll be free from frost for a few more days. But great net as usual, and I won't tie it up. Probably QRT time is 2 minutes ago. 7-3's one and all.
Oh, yeah. You mean pumpkin time. All right. Very good, Mac. Thanks again. Have a great rest of the week. 2 more sleeps. All right. Next, our YouTube check-ins. Again, Wade was one of them, and so was Wayne B. in Mississauga, VA3FMB. Sean, also in Mississauga, VE3FNI. Bill in Dundas, VE3IUK. Steel City Coach. And George, Kilo Charlie 1, Tango Queen Fox. He is, in fact, in Massachusetts. The New Zealand was an answer to one of my trivia. So that's how I got confused there. So way to go, George. Thanks. join us next week. All right, next, where am I here? Chris, VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf. You still there, Chris? 7-3 round.
Yeah, VA3WPG, just listening along, reading an article, the man who got stuck inside a cloud for 40 horrific minutes. Yeah, so just checking that out, so I'm going to get back to that. I say 73 to everybody, and have a good evening. VA3WPG.
Okay, Chris, thanks again. Have a great one. We'll talk to you again soon, and happy hunting. Next is Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Yeah, good evening to everybody on Net 73. Thanks for doing there, Chuck. And back to Net, VE3 Beacon.
All right, Rick, thanks for joining us and listening along and participating. Next, we got Larry, VE3 LBI. Larry, last call.
Yeah, thanks for doing it, Chuck. Was listening along there after 9 o'clock, so interesting. Thanks again. Appreciate it. And have yourself a good evening. VE3 LBI.
All right, very good, Larry. Thank you. And oh yeah, I missed your net last Friday. I've been having trouble with my blood sugars, and I just had to eat something and lay down on the couch, so I wasn't able to make it, in case you were wondering. And so we'll clear with VE3 LBI. Let's see if Richard, VA3 VJC, is still there. Richard, you there? Oh, nothing heard. Before I take the last two check-ins here, I'd like to remind everyone, if you like, you can also play back this net on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and put in my call, you can find tonight's net is called AREG week 1620. And once you start playing it, there is a clock on all the camera screens that I show, and you can move the slider at the bottom to the appropriate time where maybe you were talking or someone else that you couldn't hear on the radio, and so you can listen to it there. And so with that, let's go to Steve, VA3NFG. Are you there, Steve?
Yeah, I'm listening there, Chuck. Just making the old bowl of shreddies there. No nuts and strawberries tonight, but beggars can't be choosers, so there you go. From what I heard, it was a good nut there, Chuck. Keep it up, and thanks for doing it. And good things for all 73. VA3 NFG.
Okay, very good, Steve. Thanks, and enjoy your cereal there. Yes, we got some fresh strawberries over here as well, and I usually like to cut some of them up in a bowl, add some yogurt, and yeah, that's yummy. Okay, last on my list is Downtown Richard, VA3AXJ. Last call, Richard.
I went from first to last. That's funny. Yeah, good net. What I heard of it, Chuck. Thanks for doing it. And, got to get up early in the morning. Damn it! Not looking forward to this. Hate it. I already had one. I didn't like it. But they put those. You know how you take your blood pressure? They put it on my legs, my arms, and they pump it up. And after that, I can't drive for 2 hours. So I got to have my neighbors going with me. He's going to have to drive. So. Anyhow, 7 3s, AXJ, BA3 AXJ, we're going to be QRT. Thanks for doing it.
Okay, Rick. Well, thanks for finally joining us. You rounded out the hat trick of Rick's, or the hat Rick, as Wade called it. And so thanks again. And so with along with the YouTube check-ins, we've got 19 check-ins. One person did not have a call, and that was Steve Steel City Coach. but I'm sure one day he will grace us with a call sign. But thank you nonetheless to each and every one of you who checked in this week on the AREG net. I'll be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, be nice to one another. This is VA3CJZ saying 7-3, one and all. Alrighty then.